Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're just now joining me. My name is Desiree, and today I'm going to be working on a 12 by 12 layout in my daughter's friend's album, and I'm going to start off using this white cardstock that I messed up on using for my last video for my son's album. I knew I could easily cover it up because the ink did kind of seep through with some pattern paper, and I knew it was going to be an easy fix. Now you probably noticed the sketch on the left hand side. And if you didn't know this, I actually run a scrap with your stash scrapbook group on Facebook. I felt like that was a tongue twister right there. But I run that and I set up a challenge with my friends and I said, hey, here's a sketch that you're going to use. And try to use like a product, to focus. A product focus is what I'm trying to say. And I said, how about using some die cuts? Now, anytime I suggest something, I always try to come up with other things in case someone may not have that in their stash. Some people might not, kind of skip the ephemera packs, or maybe they don't have too many. And so what I suggested is saying if you have a die cutting machine or any type of die cuts, that would work too. It's not really a strict challenge. I just always want my friends to use up their stash. That's what we're here for. And, we purchase all these beautiful things, get them showcase on your layouts. And so in my case, I don't have any ephemera to go with this My Mind's Eye My Girl collection. It's actually something that I've kind of struggled with. I've been trying to bust through this collection because I had so much. I think there were several papers in this collection that I bought like three of them. Like, why do I need three of the same paper? And so that's kind of like why I've been kind of focusing on trying to use up everything that I have. But I have to say, this is probably going to be my last layout using this collection. I'm so burned out on it. I love it. I think it's pretty, it's bright, it's fun, it's cheerful. It's perfect for summertime girls layouts. I mean, it really truly is, but I'm just tired of trying to reinventing the wheel on every time I look at a blank canvas. And so this sketch is perfect. I kind of was actually already starting this before I even picked the sketch. And then I thought, oh, this is easy to add to it. I can totally do this. And now seeing the sketch came up with a whole bunch of ideas on how to incorporate this sketch onto my layout. And so anytime I use a sketch, I love to use it as just a jumping off point and then kind of go in my own direction. And you'll kind of see on parts where I do kind of go off in my own direction. So while I was doing this, because this layout is going to go pretty fast, my mom called me. In fact, I think, because I do see my phone holder right there on the left, my mom called, and so she knows like I'm just trying to work as much as I can. And with my videos. So she was talking to me and we were just catching up and while I was scrapbooking. So it's going to come together really fast. I kind of pre-planned it when I was talking to her and then I went back on camera to actually record what this is going to look like. So off camera, I did add ink splatters. I know this might be like no longer a trend, but if you know me, you know me. I don't follow trends. I do what I want to do because they are my albums and I want to love what I'm creating. And I think that's the thing with trends is trends are great, but they come and go. And so if you love something, don't worry about if it's in, if it's out, just keep on doing it because I promise you it will circle back. It will always come back. And so I love inks. I have a ton of inks and I've been trying to use them up as well, but they're not working so well with stencils anymore. So I have to use my actual ink pads to use my stencils with. So I splattered a whole bunch of the colors I showed you right there. As far as the inks, I used a teal, I used a hot pink, and I think the yellow one is called Butter by Heidi Swap Shine. And then I used two dies to kind of create my ephemera, my die cuts. And I will show you in a little bit what the die cuts are. They actually came together on that magnetic sleeve. It came with a heart that you see, and it has like a faux stitched around it. And I just took some cardstock, again, all in my scrap bin. That is something that I'm also trying to get through. and just figured out the colors I wanted to use, which was a hot pink, a light pink, yellow, and a teal and orange, which are pretty much all the colors that represent on that pattern paper. I think the only color that I didn't really have represented is the light gray. And as you can see in like the grays and the pinks, they kind of did a couple different tones or shades. And so I didn't add the gray, but I will bring the gray in, and you'll see that here in a little bit. So one thing I noticed on the sketch is that it had the hearts. Now you don't have to use hearts. You could have used ephemera if you had a ton of little ephemeras. You could have used squares. You could have used anything, honestly. It's just a representation of something going across the page. It didn't even have to be any kind of shapes. It could have even just been strips of paper. But in my case, I really like the heart idea, and as soon as I saw the one die cut set that I grabbed, which was specifically for the Polaroid looking frame, I realized, oh, there's a heart here. You know what? That's perfect. I don't want to dig. I don't want to waste time going through my stash trying to find the perfect thing. It's all here, and that's how I can make it. So here it is. That was the die cut set that I purchased a long time ago. It was either from scrapbook.com or Simon Says. You know, I'm sorry I don't have links. Most of the stuff that I do use is pretty old. Now, I will try to link any products that are either ones that I did use or that are similar if I find them, but there's just no guarantee because, like I said, my stash is really old. I'm really trying to use it up because I have plans for my scrapbooking room. I want to actually do like a whole decor thing on it eventually, but it will take a long time. I mean, it could be, I mean, who knows how long when I'm actually even going to get that done. But that is my dream, is to come up with a design for my scrapbooking room slash my husband's office. So eventually that's why I'm trying to just use up everything that I have. Okay, so now I don't have any of the ephemera, like I said, that went to this collection, if there even was one. So I went through my stash and I found these My Mind's Eye chalk collection that I have. And I never used these. They actually intimidated me and just looked very hard to use. But I picked out these ones, and I have to say, I am so glad that I added them to the layout. The pops of black just added some contrast, and it wasn't even a true dark black because, you know, as you know, with a chalkboard, it's not like a deep black. It's kind of got a little bit of hint of gray in it, which it kind of brings out the gray that's in that pattern paper, and I loved it. I definitely going to use those a lot more because I just, yeah, they just look so good against all of those bright colors. Now I have two hearts left, and if you guys know me, especially if you've been following me for a long time, you know I will try to use up every little bit of scrap that I made while it's creating this layout. So the two hearts, I added the orange one there just to add a little decoration to the Polaroid frame. And then, yes, I am going to do the happy dance. I just used that very last felt heart, or not felt heart, felt sticker for this layout. Now, they're not eating ice cream, they're eating popsicles, but ice cream, water balloon fight, summer, I mean, that's what it's all about. So it doesn't have to be exactly what is in the picture. It's just to represent ice cream, cool summer days, which is what this picture represents. It actually is their last day of school, and everyone goes to the neighborhood, and we have a huge, I mean, massive, like everybody goes there. Balloon fight, we section it off by ages. I mean, it is a huge thing. All the parents show up, and then afterwards, all the kids got to pick up the plastic balloons, and of course, us parents are helping too. And when they pick up the plastic balloons, they get and show us like their hand of everything that they picked up, then they get a popsicle. So it is just a lot of fun. The parents get involved in too, of having a balloon fight, water balloon fight, and just it's just a lot of fun. And it's been a tradition since the girls were in kinder. So next, I just wanted to bring more of those colors. And because I have a bazillion things of enamel dots, I'm like, all right, enamel dots it is. We're going to go ahead and use it. And then I was like, okay, I have one more heart left, and this thing is not going back in my stash. I'm going to find a place for it. And I did. I just took a paper clip arrow so that way it points to the pictures. And then I'm going to go ahead and tuck that one last heart right there onto the label. And I like the look of that. I added 3 areas of the enamel dots because why not? I have so many enamel dots, and rules of thirds, right? At least that's what they say, the rules of thirds, which I do like, but It doesn't have to be. There's been times where I don't do the whole follow the rules of thirds or threes or thirds or any of that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down as well because I don't want anything popping off the page. Wrote down the title just so that way I don't miss a letter. Do you guys do that? I have to write the title down because there's been times where I misspell something and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I wasn't paying attention. I'm so busy trying to get the letters that I missed one of them. And so I write that down. It just kind of helps me. And then, like I said, there is that gray that I was talking about that went with the background of the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my title down. Off camera, I do glue down every single one of those letters. And like I said, it's because they're not sticky anymore, so I just want them to make sure that they don't go anywhere. And that's it, everybody. That is my layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up, I really, truly appreciate it. I'll leave all my links below to my Facebook group, my other channel, my Instagram, all the places where you can find me. I hope you do, and you all have an amazing day. Bye.